Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 TV. This is the part 2 video. LG G3, left side, right side Samsung S95C, on the bottom Samsung QN90C and LG C3. First, I am to compare the LG C3 versus LG G3. The LG C3 is the only minor upgrade on the LG C2 it replaces. And yet the price has been increased. Sound quality aside, it's still a very good TV, particularly for gamers, but you can now buy better for the same money. On the other hand, the LG G3 AMOLED tech helps the LG G3 deliver superbly bright and vibrant highlights without undermining picture authenticity or sacrificing OLED's perfect blacks. Sound is poor, but this is otherwise a stunner. So the positive side of LG C3 is its balanced, authentic picture performance, very user-friendly, flawless gaming specifications. And LG G3's plus point is its brilliantly bright and vibrant highlights, still balanced and natural, flawless gaming specifications. But the downside is it doesn't come with a stand, pale colors in low light scenes, and even duller sound. On the other hand, LG C3 also the same, the sound is dull and more expensive than the LG C2 and little upgrade if I compared it with the LG C2. And LG's 2023 OLED TV is actually very good. The new models in each series are the G3 and C3. There's a bigger gap between them than there was between any of their predecessor. That's because the G3 features a brand new panel technology called micro lens array, which allows the set to hit peak brightness figures far beyond those achievable by any OLED TV before. The LG C3 does without this new tech, as well as the brightness boosting heatsink that's also present in the LG G3 also. Both TV look essentially identical to the respective predecessors, and there's no bad thing in either case. As a gallery model, the LG G3 is designed to be wall mounted, so has a picture frame like uniform thickness of just 2.4 cm and comes bundled with a mount that allows it to sit more or less flush with a wall. If you are not going to mount it on a wall, you will need to budget for a separate stand, either the rather expensive official one or a third-party alternative that connects to the set's standard VESA points. The LG C3, on the other hand, is your more traditional TV package with an included stand. This stand has a useful compact footprint so that the TV can be placed on quite narrow furniture. The chassis itself is pretty spectacular at 4.5 cm. It's thicker than the LG G3 in some parts, but it combines this thicker section with a brilliantly thin panel section. It's also astonishingly light by the standard of large TVs. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, though, and which set you feel is more stylish will probably also depend on whether you are planning to wall mount your new TV. On the other hand, the G3 does have one undeniable design advantage, a new and very effective anti-reflective coating. It's this that gives the more expensive model the win in this round. The big difference between the two sets in terms of features is the panel technology, I have said. Another smaller difference between the two models is that the C3 has a 2.2 channel 40-watt sound system, while the G3 has 4.2 channel 60-watt system. Otherwise, the two TVs have essentially the same feature set. Both are powered by the new Alpha 9 Gen 6 processor, which adds a handful of new picture processing features. These include AI Super Upscaling Pro, which is designed to upscale sub 4K sources while reducing noise but preserving intentional film grain. OLED Dynamic Tone Mapping Pro, which breaks the image down into 20,000 zones rather than the 5,000 of before, or separate HDR optimization. Object Enhancer, which sharpens foreground color characters and props, and HDR Expression Enhancer, which applies specific tone mapping to those foreground elements. The processor can also upmix all sound to 9:1:2 virtual channels, and the audio system of both models can be used in conjunction with one of LG's new soundbars. The operating system is the same across the entire 2023 LG OLED range, with the new web operating system 2023 bringing a more organized approach to the somewhat cluttered and dense home screen of last year's models. It includes all the relevant streaming options, including Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, and more. And but instead of the multiple, sometimes slow to load pages, additional content and features, these elements are instead bundled into folders called quick cards. When testing the G3 and C3, I found this made the user experience significantly snappier than that of last year models. Both the LG C3 and Z3 are flawlessly well specified for gaming. Both boast 4 HDMI 2.1 sockets with full support for the advanced 420Hz VR and LLM features of the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. And Dolby Vision gaming is supported too, and right up to 420Hz. And there's an HGAZ mode for improved HDR tone mapping with many games. Viewers who prefer a desk over a sofa setup may gravitate towards the LG C3, as it has that desk-friendly 42-inch model, making it a perfect monitor stand-in. LG's fan-favorite game optimizer makes a return on the C3 and G3 with quick access to the likes of HDR game settings, frame rate information, and a toggle for LLM. This gaming hub includes a few new features this year, most notably a new game audio sub-menu for adjusting game-specific sound settings. On the other hand, if you see the Samsung S95C, which is also a 4K TV, the panel still employs blue LED to self-illuminate each pixel, with quantum dot layers used to generate the red and green sub-pixel. But this latest generation has been improved to deliver not just an incredible white color gamut, but also boost the peak brightness by up to 40%. The S95C's imaging is the result of latest 4K neural quantum processor. While the smart platform continues to use the Tizen operating system, there's also filmmaker mode and support for HDR10, HLG, and HDR10+. The Samsung S95C is a very impressive TV if you compare it with the other three TV. Samsung QN90C is not bind. QN90C is sharp and detailed picture quality, very bright TV. I'm impressed with the Samsung QN90C also. It's mini LED. Samsung televisions rarely disappoint when it comes to their looks, and the QN90C continues to that tradition. This is an attractive television. If you see the Samsung QN90C picture quality from a color perspective when watching movies and television, Samsung has been absolutely killing it with its new QLED options. And QN90C is once again excellent. These televisions are capable of some extreme contrast, and while you won't get true blacks like you would with its QD-OLED or an OLED from another manufacturer, you get pretty close. Part of why this panel looks so good is because it can get very bright, meaning HDR content in particular looks stunning. I didn't notice any jagger at all on anything I displayed, and aside from some light stuttering on some slow-moving content on the screen, visuals were silky smooth. While the QN90C does a fairly good job with boosting resolution for the 4K panel, low bitrate content blocking is still visible. In this panel, I found that QN90C was able to cover 98% of sRGB and 79.1% of Adobe RGB and 93.1% of DCI-P3 with an average delta E of just over 2.5. For a television, those are some excellent numbers. Even better, that performance is consistent from edge to edge, as in this typical 9:5 uniformity test found fluid performance across the entire screen. The weak color gamut coverage in DCI-P3 and Adobe RGB means it probably won't be the best computer display, especially for those who work on anything color critical. That's pretty expected, however, and placing the QN90C in its anticipated home in the center of your living room will result in outstanding performance from a color and accuracy perspective. I mentioned that I use the filmmaker mode picture setting, and that is what I recommend for those who pick up the QN90C. There is another mode that only shows up when a console is detected or when using the built-in cloud gaming called game mode. But I highly recommend when possible to stay away from the dynamic and standard profiles, which will push colors beyond where they should be with far too much saturation. The picture might look brighter, but you are paying for that in accuracy. Where the panel struggles is in computation of local dimming, just as was the case in the QN90B. The QN90C has a lot of trouble managing big changes in brightness, both when the entire screen changes and when there are two wide contrasting areas in the same field of view. This is mainly an issue in gaming, and I'll cover this issue in more detail in that section, but it is certainly worth pointing out here as well. It is also worth noting that QN90C doesn't support Dolby Vision and is limited to HD10% hybrid log gamma. Samsung did improve how the panel shows wider angles without needing additional filters, which removes the rainbow effect that would sometimes appear, especially with the overhead lighting. I found the viewing angles on this television to be perfectly acceptable, although not quite as good as some other TVs in its price range. On the other hand, the Samsung S95C is a very good image quality. As with all the brand's TVs, the Samsung S95C ships in eco mode, which is designed to reduce energy consumption and delivers an image with bluer whites, manipulated contrast, and more saturated colors. All are far cry from the industry standards for video distribution. Selecting the filmmaker mode immediately addresses these issues, and the resulting images are incredibly accurate out of the box. The grayscale measures an average delta E error of 0.3. Colors have an average error of 1.34, and the gamma tracks around the target of 2.4. These measurements are exceptional and can't really be improved in any noticeable way through calibration. The resulting HDR images are awesome, with deep blacks, well-defined shadow delineation, precisely rendered details, and deeply saturated but natural-looking colors. The quantum dots certainly play their part, not only by increasing the brightness but also by expanding the color gamut. All the usual self-emissive benefits of OLED also apply with pixel precise highlights, inky blacks, and incredibly wide viewing angles. The upgraded screen filters eliminates reflections and rejects ambient light in the room without raising the black floor, and compared to the S95B, it significantly improves the overall contrast performance when viewing content under these conditions. The upgraded 4K neural quantum chipset uses AI-enhanced processing and 20 individual neural networks to bring out all the details in high-quality images, while also giving them added depth. New features such as perceptual color mapping and object detection processing also play their part. The upscaling and image enhancements are superb, ensuring that even lower resolution content is eminently watchable, and while better quality material simply jumps off the screen. The processing is able to eliminate noise without scrubbing the picture details, producing images that are well defined. The motion handling is equally capable, producing moving images free of jagger or other motion artifacts, even when the picture clarity setting is off. This is the best option if you want films to still look like film. But if you prefer smoother option with sport, the custom setting is effective. Combine all these strengths and the result is a gorgeous picture that's sure to please. Watching the third season of the Star Trek Picard reveals all the loving recreated details on the bridge of the Enterprise, while the spaceships pop with contrast and the nebula are awash with bright colors. So in this 4TV, which TV you like most? Please write in the comments below. That's it from now. If you like this video, please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications update. I have another channel named Tech Gaming Villa, where I upload similar kind of tech videos. Please visit this channel and subscribe for update. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.
To change your